Alright, what's up guys? So this is part 2 for Paranormal Adventures. So in part 1, I talked about my significant other's house. Her house that she moved into in 2008, and she still lives there today. But she goes back and forth on her best friends, which are my friends are her friends are my friends, and basically they're all roommates because the house is the closest to the school, so they might as well just stay there. And then during breaks and all that stuff, but she's already graduated, but she still goes back and forth because all of our other friends, including me, are not graduated yet. So yeah, so in this part I'm going to talk about the majority of the experiences, probably around 5 or 6, and then next week will be the 3 most recent experiences that she's encountered. So let's begin. Okay, so let's get into it. So one of the experiences, she once again couldn't sleep, so she went downstairs to get some water. When she goes to the kitchen to get the water, she hears, you know those like kid piano things where every time you touch one of the keys, it makes a different sound effect, kind of like a xylophone, and that's what she heard. So at first she thought that it was somebody else, so she goes over, and it's in the middle of the floor. I mean, no, it's in the middle of the stairs. So she goes past it, and when she is about to go down, she hears it again. Now, at first she thought that it was like a dog, like one of her dogs or something like that. But obviously it wasn't, because when she went past it and she was already up the stairs, she heard it again. So she immediately went away. Another experience is that all of a sudden she's about to go to sleep. This is when she's older. We were dating at this time. She was around 16, 17. And she was about to go to bed. We had just got done talking and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden she's about to go to the bathroom, and she sees that shadow, like the first experience that I told you guys in last week's video. She sees a shadow by the bathroom. So at first she thought like her eyes were adjusting, and it could have been like her parents or something like that, because it was the height of like her parents. So she goes over there, but when she sees it, it's obviously not, and it's a shadow. So she runs to her room. She's like, screw this, and she closes the door. So obviously she doesn't see it again. Another experience is that she sometimes, when there's a time when I was we were just talking one night, and we both heard this knocking sound. I'm like, what the hell is that? She's like, I don't know. So we both try to figure out what it is and where is it coming from, because we couldn't really pinpoint where the hell it was coming from at all. So we're like, okay, is it in the room? Is it out there? And all of a sudden, we hear it again, but this time it's right by her door. It's like, okay, that's really weird. Now, her parents weren't home. Her brother wasn't home. So I start getting worried, and she's starts getting worried as well. She opens the door and no one's there. She check all around the house. Nothing's there, which scared me and her, and we went our way. It never happened again, which is very weird. The last experience I'll tell you is probably one of the creepiest, I would say. And I'll probably talk about this on my Real Paranormal Stories series that I have. But she was downstairs, she was watching TV in the living room, and all of a sudden she hears this noise. And in the corner of her eye, she sees this shadow go past her. So she's like, okay, weird. So she goes to where it is, and she saw it in I think it was the dining room or the kitchen. I think it was the kitchen. And she hears it again. And then she sees the shadow go past her. Now she can see it without her peripheral, just dead on sees it. Goes past. Goes into the basement of all places. And she opens the door. And it's obviously dark. She turns on the light. Light obviously works. It's not a horror movie. And she goes downstairs. And she hears it again. And she sees the shadow go into this other room that they were going to turn into like a guest room, because it's a pretty good sized basement. So kind of like if you're downstairs and you don't really want to go upstairs, you can just sleep in that room. Goes in there and no one's there, and it never happens again. Which, for something like that, either it was intelligent haunting that just wanted to get her attention, and then when it did, it went away for good, or it's always been there, and this may be the first time that she saw it. I don't know. But yeah, so next week I'm going to talk about her 3 most recent paranormal experiences, so make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.